What's up, guys? It's August here, back again with another video. Today, you would have seen a lot of changes happened. I did a few adjustments because of the price action of Bitcoin and what happened. If you look at Bitcoin right now, I love to look at this chart. I have my support levels, which is green, resistance levels, which is red, and then I have the Bollinger Bands. Okay, nothing too crazy. I don't. I'm not a chart guy that looks, at predicts where the price is gonna go based on the chart. I just look at it for basic technical analysis. So that's basically what's happening here. As you can see, Bitcoin broke down pretty much, and it breached my strike price. And as a result, I had to make some adjustments. I had to roll positions. And that is what I want to talk about today. What it means to basically roll options. When you roll an option, you're basically telling yourself that, okay, my thesis has been breached and I need to roll the position. Roll the position out of the money and into the future. And rolling basically means you're giving yourself more time for your thesis to play out. And that is what I did. If you go look at the trade history compared to the previous video, you would have seen that I've moved my strike price, right? And look at the date here, which was pretty recent, right? 78,000 strike put. I basically bought it back and then I sold it out of the money, right, to 76K and to May 29th, to a later expiry date. That's essentially what rolling means. And by doing so, I brought in more premium into the bag or into the portfolio. I did the same thing for the 77K strike price that you've seen earlier, right? My original strike price was 79K, but that was obliterated. Look at where Bitcoin is right now. It's at 76K, right? So what I said to myself, okay, that's no problem at all. I'm going to close the position. I'm buying it back, right? And the position size was 0.15. And then I reopened a new position for 0.16. I sold it for 0.16. And I think I paid, there was a slight debit that I paid. It wasn't really big. But the great thing is I bought back the call options at a time that were winning, right? And I posted the realized P&L that I did on my Twitter page. So I'm going to post it here also on the screen. You're going to see it shortly. I think I realized about $153 in profit yesterday when I closed the winning trades. Right. When it comes to running a short strangle, as you know, short strangle basically means you're selling puts and then you're selling calls and then you ring in a cash register and you're bringing in premium. And then what happens is Bitcoin can only go right one of two ways, either go up or it goes down. Right now Bitcoin is going down, and as a result the short puts are bleeding, as you can see, but the short calls are winning. So in my previous trades in the last video, the short calls were really winning, and I had to close the positions for a profit, and the profit basically funded the debit for the roll. That's another beautiful thing about options. There's so many strategies, so many things that you can do, and I usually like to roll for a credit instead of a debit. I believe the roll of 78K to 76K was for a credit, so I brought in about $93 in premium, right, give or take, subtracted by the slots right now. And then when I rolled from 79K to 77K, I brought in about $300 worth of premium, subtracted by this. And the short calls, 81 to 83, I brought in the money that's about to be made, that's left to be made, is $64, $14, and $18. So far, I've already made $29 here, $7 here, and $20 here. So basically, what I'm saying is, in 9 days, because all of these are May 29th expiry, right? I'm basically saying that in 9 days, this is how much I stand to make. If you add all these values here, right, on these short strangles, this is a total amount that I stand to make, around about $500. So I've already made $26 right about here, right? Obviously subtracted by the loss here, so I still stand to make about $500. And remember, before on Monday I realized $153, which is very far from my goal. And my goal is, I have two goals. The first main goal, as you know, is to bring this account from 1,000 to $10,000. Where I was sitting right now, what are we looking at? If I have to look at the account, let me just clean this up for you guys so that you can see. Let me clean this up, remove all of this. We don't really need that. Yeah, cleaner. So right now the account is sitting on, so the balance in the account is about 4,300, but then the options value, or how can I explain this? The risk associated with the positions that I have open is currently minus $275. So the total account equity is sitting on 4,050. Compared to the previous video, we're currently down on the account. But I don't really like to look at the equity because this is relative. It always changes. What I like to look at is the theta and how much money we're making each and every day. So we're bringing in about $31 each and every day, which is about 500 Rand in South Africa in total, right? That's how much we're bringing each and every day. So I like to look at it there. So over here for these short strangles, I'm bringing in about $36 subtracted by this long call position, because when you buy a call, theta works against you. When you sell a call, theta works for you. That's why you will see theta on these short calls are positive, but on this long call, it's negative. So altogether, I'm getting about $31 worth of theta, right? So that is what I look at. So the account is down, but we're technically not losing. Why? Because each and every day that we wait, we are getting paid. And ultimately, the reason why I like the strangle is because think of it like a goalpost, right? You have two extremities. And what you're basically saying is, you're not a gambler. I'm not a speculator. I don't care and I don't know where Bitcoin is going to go. For the most part, I like it when Bitcoin goes up because I'm bullish on Bitcoin, right? I own some Bitcoin and I want to accumulate one Bitcoin in my portfolio, right? And the reason why I'm trading options is because it's a way of generating cash flow. Because look here, in 9 days, I'm essentially going to be making $500 in 9 days. That's about, how much is that in Rand? I think maybe like 8,000 Rand, if I'm not mistaken, something like that, right? 8,300 Rand. So that's how much I'm making in 9 days. And I can do this over and over and over and over again until the account grows. And that is a beautiful thing of options, right? I'm generating cash flow, basically printing money. And I'm maneuvering the positions. And I'm saying here that for my thesis to play out in 9 days, I want Bitcoin to be above 76,000, definitely above 77,000, because most of my money is tied up here. Most of the money that's to be made is tied up here. And I wanted to not be above 81, 82, or 83. So it needs to range. So think of a goalpost, right? I just need a price of Bitcoin in 9 days. After 9 days, it can go to the moon. I don't really care, right? All I care about is for Bitcoin to be between 76, well, above 76, and just under 81. So the ideal range for me in 9 days, I want Bitcoin to be around 79,000, 80,000. If it can range there, bounce there, that'll be beautiful. That's what I like. If you go back to the chart, I basically want Bitcoin to be around these levels here, right here in the middle, 79, 80. I just want it to range right here in the middle, right? So that I can make my max profit of about $500. And that is what I wanted to talk about today. The beauty of rolling options, right? If Bitcoin skyrockets and goes up, maybe breaks 81, 82, or 83, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be rolling the positions, but on the upside. I'm going to be moving this goalpost slightly up. So I'm basically following the price of Bitcoin and getting paid for it. That is the beauty of options. And that's why I love it so much, especially when it comes to Bitcoin, because I don't see it. It's usually done with, the traditional market. But with Bitcoin, you're getting paid a lot more premium. And in further videos, I'm going to talk about, the premium that you usually get. I'm going to talk about the options chain and how it works when it comes, because it can be a little bit overwhelming. But, once you get into it, you can really understand what's happening right here, right? I'm going to get into all of that. But basically, I'm moving the goalposts, essentially following the price of Bitcoin. And I'm saying I just want Bitcoin to be above 76 and below 81 to be able to cash this out. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop it in the comment section. I'll be more than glad and more than happy to answer. So that's essentially it in a nutshell. Yeah, hope you guys like the content. Feel free to like, share, subscribe for more. And yeah, there's much more to come in the future. And if all goes well, in 9 days I can make $500, which is way above my goal. And this will obviously ultimately help the account to grow, to where it is currently sitting on $4,000 all the way to $10,000. But yeah, hope you guys like the content. See you guys on the next one.